feel it, Harry? It's our big chance, man.
Well, then who's playing first?
Yeah.
I mean, the fellow's name on first base.
Who?
The horrifying guy.
Oh, jeez. No! Kelly Clarkson!
You mean shenanigans?
No!
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
I just don't get why you're saying it that way.
Why I'm saying what way?
Answer me! I'm a man.
Well, nobody's perfect.
And we're live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, and people of the universe. Welcome to the 42nd edition of The Countdown, brought to you by ASAT, brought to you by JPO, who was brought to you by Rita, brought to you by another Rita, and then I don't know the family lineage past that. I'm not alone though here. Hey, Brian Michaels is back. Brian, how you doing?
I'm good. I don't think this is for children of all ages though, because the way we talk is probably not good for young children. Just saying. But
What, with the fucks and the titties?
Yes, that. But yeah, I'm glad to be back. Haven't done one of these with you in a while, so I'm here to talk about another great year because the 90s were the best year of movies. I will hear no arguments.
I think also the best year of births, 1990 baby right here. Same as Brian, 1990, from the year he was born.
Maybe graduated in 1990.
So 1998, I do have this. I took this note a long time ago, but yeah, I do believe you like this year because I had this year next to your name, which means you must have mentioned it at one point in the past 6 months. So it's a pretty good year, I think.
Excellent year. This is one of those where it's like there's some years when I'm like really scraping to find enough to put in a top 10 list, and there's other years like this one where I have so many that I like, it's kind of hard to narrow it down, and especially hard to find the exact order for them. So I will say right now, the list I give you today would probably be different next week and then a week after that because they're constantly in flux.
No, definitely. Me, I'm always finding new stuff. I'm trying to think if there's anything new on here that wouldn't have been on here like a year ago. Maybe not for 98, maybe on the lower. But
sometimes it's whichever one I watched the most
stuff.
recently gets rated higher. I don't know.
Just run the high. But without further ado, if you got some honorables and your number 10 for the year of 1998.
My honorable mentions I have 5 honorable mentions. First of all, Very Bad Things, starring Christian Slater and Daniel Stern and a few Cameron Diaz. It's a very, very dark comedy, which is my perfect kind of comedy. So I really like the thing. Tons of fun. And I've
Peter Berg debut.
Peter Berg directed it. Yeah. Enemy of the State. That's another one I really enjoy. Directed by the better Scott brother, Tony Scott. And an all-star cast, top to bottom. A lot of people you even forget are even in there.
Yeah.
There's Something About Mary, which was a great comedy, especially when I came out and saw it in the theaters. People are like rolling on the floor because you hadn't seen a good like R-rated gross-out comedy like that in a long time. Prince of Egypt, the animated film. I really like that one. I like the music in it. And my last one is one that I think me and 2 other people I know have ever even heard of or seen. It's called Kissing a Fool. This has got David Schwimmer, Jason Lee, and a girl named Millie Avital. It's actually directed by Doug Ellen, who's the guy behind like Entourage and stuff. But it's just a really fun movie. It's a kind of romantic comedy. It's also kind of a bro comedy, so it kind of got the Entourage kind of vibe to it. But it's a good film, and if you see it, you should. If you get a chance to, you should check it out.
Yeah.
Although I don't think it's ever even been released on digital, so unless you find a DVD somewhere.
Interesting. I know I've seen the cover because I'm a big Jason Lee guy. So interesting, yeah.
Oh, and my number 10, you want that? And at number 10, I put Armageddon. This is from back in the days when, not every summer blockbuster movie was a comic book movie or a sequel. This is what, summertime blockbusters were. Things like this and Independence Day and Twister and stuff like that. And this is it has that perfect summer feel to it. It's got the right balance of action and comedy. There's a little bit of cheese to it. But this is also before Michael Bay went a little overboard with his Michael Bay-isms. This is back kind of in his prime.
Very nice, very nice. Pulling up my list here 1 second. I should have been prepared. Okay. My honorables coming in at number 15 technically. So it was Zero Effect. Also a movie that I think a lot of people have seen. Good kind of like crime comedy with Ben Stiller. Stiller did some interesting things in the 90s that have gone under scene.
And Bill Pullman, right?
Him and Bill Pullman's the second lead. Yeah, good two-hander there. The Whoa 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 Water Boy. Big Adam Sandler guy, and yes, I like the Water Boy a lot. Love the relationship between him and Kathy Bates. Dark City got on my list here for an honorable. Alex Proyas, just really interesting, kind of crazy world building. Wild Things, for obvious reasons.
Why did you have it? Yeah.
Well, I don't remember
because of Kevin Bacon's pee.
But,
is that one?
Exactly. I mean, yeah, but it's also just a fun movie. Bill Murray's funny in it, and it's just a fun, like, everyone's screwing over everyone and everyone's evil kind of thing. Yeah. And then this shows you how good this year is, and I'm already going to get some angry letters if you ever see this episode. Big Lebowski is an honorable mention for me here. I like it a lot, but there's just 10 that I like that much more, including my number 10, Crack Open the Oreos, Rounders, great poker movie here. Matty D, Edward Norton, and I still think it's one of the best poker movies out there here. John Malkovich gives the man his money. I enjoyed it the first time I saw it here, and it's a great 90s flick. Rounders, my number 10. What do you got at number 9?
At number 9, I have Disney's animated Mulan. The 90s were always and probably always will be like the pinnacle for Disney's animation. I mean, you start off with Little Mermaid is 89, and then you got, Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin and Hunchback of Notre Dame and Tarzan and Mulan and all these things. I think those are the best Disney animated films in their whole history. This is one that doesn't get talked about, kind of in the same echelon as like Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and Lion King. But I think this one is really every bit as good as those. I mean, the animation's beautiful. The songs I really enjoyed. Again, it balanced out the humor very well. And so this is just one that I wish more people would give credit. And I pretend the live action one doesn't exist because that one sucked.
I never even bothered with the live action one. I didn't hear very many good things, and I do have a lot of respect for the original one.
Well, you take out the music and you take out Mushu. It's like, what's the point?
Well, that's kind of what a lot of the live action ones I think make us the question is, what was the point? Lion King, what was the point? Other than money. My number 9, hey, I'm a softie at heart. You've got mail. I still use my AOL email. Why change it? I just don't see
you and my dad. Yeah,
it's there. It works. I don't need to change. And it's Master Chief, which I made when I was 11. Master Chief 1, and I think I misspelled Chief too. But
it wasn't Master Chief 69, 420.
Yeah. No, I was too young. I don't think I even knew what 420 was at that point. Because again, did it when I was 11. No, I've always thought this is a great rom-com that really works. I think it's based off of a Little Shop Around the Corner or something like that. And to me too, also a little bit of nostalgia glasses on as far as this. I saw this before Sleepless in Seattle. I saw this before a lot of other rom-coms. This to me was one of the first ones that I just absolutely charmed by Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. And just, you really root for him, man. You really root when, I was hoping it with you. And, also fun side cast, too. A lot of people forget Dave Chappelle is in this. Steve Zahn, you know what I mean? So I've always had a lot of love for You've Got Mail. It's also, and now, a fun time capsule movie as far as technology goes. What you got at 8?
At number 8, I have what I still think is Mark Wahlberg's best film. It is The Big Hit. Okay. This is so underrated. This movie is just fun from beginning to end. If you haven't seen this, Mark Wahlberg is kind of like this. He's part of this team of like professional assassins, but he's like a super nice guy, and he's like always trying to please his wife as well as his girlfriend he has on the side. He's always doesn't like when anybody doesn't like him and things like this. Anyway, he gets framed for something, then people are trying to kill him. He's trying to like live his old hitman life while at the same time trying to keep it undercover so his wife doesn't know what he really does, things like that. And it's just, and Lou Diamond Phillips is probably the MVP of this movie. He is just chewing the scenery. He is having so much fun with his role in this. It's actually right now on like Tubi TV and a couple other places. I would recommend everybody should watch this movie if you haven't seen it, because it is just, like I said, it's just pure fun from beginning to end. It's not looking to win any Oscars or anything, but it's just fun.
Yeah, I have seen it. Yeah, it's not winning any Oscars, but yeah, like you said, if you could just, it's a real shut your mind off film. My number 8, also a bit of an action flick here, buddy comedy. as well. Rush Hour, the OG, the original one with the good old Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker. Again, I just love the chemistry between these two. That's why they still kind of tease a fourth one, which I don't think we need. But the first one, actually the first two I really like, and I don't even hate the third one. But anyway, we're talking about the first one here. The laughs are here, the action's here. Of course, Jackie Chan's great, And again, maybe just this is one of the first, I think, buddy kind of great action flicks I had saw this before any Lethal Weapon or anything. And another fun one too that somehow is also a time capsule, because I thought this was funny. Last year, after Monday Night Raw, disclaimer comes up and it goes, "The film you're about to watch may have some controversial moments, and it's viewing discretion is advised." And I'm like, what are they about to air? Rec Room for a Dream or something like really hardcore? It's fucking Rush Hour. Like, there's a disclaimer now for Rush Hour. Get over yourselves. So yeah, make a little love, do a little. Let's get down tonight. Wait, that's not gonna be little. Anyway, what do you got for number 7?
My number 7 is The Mask of Zorro. This is another one that it was just pure fun. And really, Antonio Banderas was perfectly cast for this. And this in the 90s, Antonio Banderas, he was doing like this, Desperado, and Assassins, and a few other movies. It was like he was just oozed cool in everything he was in. And then you put him in this role. You do have Anthony Hopkins supposedly playing this Spaniard, which is a little weird. But it is what it is. But Antonio's great. It was kind of most people's first exposure to Catherine Zeta-Jones, who she looked awesome in that, and she also played very well against Antonio. And it was just kind of a throwback to those old, like, swashbuckling kind of days, because this is like, like 6 years before Pirates of the Caribbean kind of brought back pirate movies, which had been dead forever. And so you didn't kind of get this kind of swashbuckling movie anymore, and this was just kind of a breath of fresh air this year.
Yeah, I just saw Desperado for the first time recently. Yeah, I would love Antonio 90s Banderas. My number 7, you actually mentioned it in your honorables. There's Something About Mary. Great gross out rom-com from the beginning scene of getting what stuck. Our friend Keith David popping up as the Ted. And also too, like, I'll even kind of like I like that in the Farrelly Brothers movies. They always kind of have that kind of representation here. And somehow actually is still quite sweet of moments here. Ben Stiller's willing to walk away for the girl. They got singing narrators to get shot in the end. Like, I love the Harlan Williams scene. Was it 7-minute abs? Well, what about 6? No, 7. Like, you don't fucking get it. Just every little, I think, most of the bits just really work well here. The hair bit, everything. And I think there is, again, Cameron Diaz. Say what you will about her, but like, I think she's a perfect kind of rom-com actress here. You know what I mean? You can almost tell why everyone's falling for her, including I love the turn of Chris Elliott at the end of the movie as well.
Yeah, and I think actually some of her best work was in comedies that she did. I think she's a great comedic actress, and this is one
I think she's perfect
watched
for this.
I probably haven't watched this movie in 10-15 years, and this is overdue for a rewatch, because who knows, it might even jump.
I'd give it a shot. Yeah, no, I'd give it another watch here. I think it's an easy rewatchable movie every little bit for sure. Which got at number 6.
At number 6, I have another comedy. This one is Basketball. This is a movie that, for some reason, some people just like completely trash this movie, but I don't get it. This movie is just hilarious. I mean, obviously, you got the South Park guys kind of added their spin to it, and they starred in it, but it wasn't. They didn't write it, at least not the original script of it. It's by the Zucker. I think one of the guys behind like the Airplane and things like that.
Airplane, yeah.
The parodies.
A lot of people assume it's their movie, like their movie completely. Yeah.
Yeah, like you can tell parts they added to it, obviously. So I'm sure it was fluid during filming, but this is just, I mean, as sports comedies go, it might even be my favorite one. I mean, it's just one of those things where like the jokes keep on coming, not just the the dialogue jokes, but for every joke going on, there's like 3 things going on in the background, just like most those Zucker kind of parodies, things like that. And I wish these guys would make more live action movies, because I like this. I liked Orgasmo, but they really haven't done any more live action stuff. They actually haven't done anything except South Park since Team America. So that's a little disappointing. But
yeah, I mean, you got the play, and but that's it.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I got love for baseball too. It's not on my list, but I got love for it too. So I'm happy it's here. Another good VHS watch growing up. think I bought it for 50 cents when Hollywood Video was closing down years later. My number 6 is a little schmaltzy here. And speaking of people that didn't make very many movies, but maybe for a reason here, but this one totally worked. I've Life is Beautiful. I think it absolutely works. I think the moments it tugs at your heartstring. I think I didn't see any. I don't think I've ever seen another movie of his.
You didn't see the Pink Panther, or
no? Wait, Pink Panther?
He did one. Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't even know
It
that.
was like, I want to say it was like Son of the Pink Panther or something like that.
Oh no, I thought it was all old movies and Martin. I don't know. There's a middle one there, but yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it, but the couple times I have, I think it's absolutely worked, and just is a beautiful melancholy movie. It was not the last time. I'll be melancholic tonight. We're in the top half now.
I don't think I've ever watched this movie. I've seen parts of it, but I don't think I've ever sat down and watched the whole movie.
No, it's good. Yeah, check it out. I mean, be in the right mood for it, but like I said, there is plenty of uplifting parts as well.
Right. My number 5 you already talked about. I have Big Lebowski. Big Lebowski is one of my favorite Coen Brothers movies. I tend to like their comedies more than their dramas. Like, I'm not a big fan of like No Country for Old Men and things like that. But this one, and it rides almost completely on Jeff Bridges and John Goodman, I will put them in as well, because it's those two characters. I could just watch them just hanging out for 2 hours, which is largely what a part of this movie is. But then beyond them, you have the whole supporting cast, and they're all the characters are so much fun. The plot gets a little bit convoluted and things like that. But like I said, this isn't a movie I'm really watching for the plot. I'm watching for the characters and the interaction between them and the banter, and it's got so many memorable lines to it. And Jeff Bridges just playing basically the ultimate Jeff Bridges role.
Yeah, well, it's your opinion, man. My number 5, as I said, we're gonna stay melancholic for a little bit here, because boy, you can't get any more depressing than this. What Dreams May Come is my number 5 movie on the list here. I love the vision of this movie here. I love I don't know if I've seen many that kind of depict the afterlife like it. It's very sad. I mean, kind of from the get-go, and really doesn't let up on that. But I do think there's some brilliant performances in here, of course, from Robin Williams. So I think, was one of the greats that could go either way. Absolutely get you laughing, or absolutely get you thinking between like this, Awakenings, Good Will Hunting. Hubert Jr. I love the final scene with the wife. Almost reminds me of in a weird way of like Notebook, of like, just truly saying like, that's where she is, that's where I'm going to be. And just another one that again, seen in the right mood, but I think it's beautifully done. Number 5, What Dreams.
Yeah, I saw this when it came out in theaters, and I honestly don't know if I've seen it since then. So I don't remember much of it at all, except the one thing I do remember about it is the visuals of it, and the great kind of the whole concept of the afterlife. I remember really being impressed by that. Yeah,
and it still holds up visually too. Like, it doesn't like, I mean, it's not really like CGI-ish to a large degree. It's just really well done. Yeah. What you got it for?
At number 4, yes, my number 4 film of 1998 over all these other films is Can't Hardly Wait. This may be one of my favorite teen comedies, if not my favorite teen comedy of all. I mean, it kind of has that kind of John Hughes feel to it in terms of the characters and the plot of it all, but it's definitely got like a 90s sensibility to it. It's another one that's just, a stacked cast. I mean, the main characters, obviously, but then there's a lot of people like, Jason Segel and a bunch of other people in the supporting cast. You're like, oh, I forgot that person was in this movie. And it's always kind of fun to just go through there. It has a killer soundtrack. If you like late 90s music, it's like the best soundtrack I've ever heard to my life. And it's just, I watch this movie probably at least once a year. And for the last, 25 years. Yikes, I'm old. But yeah, so this is just one. I was well out of high school by this point, but it just hit me the right time in my life. I really love these characters. I really love watching this movie.
It's not on my list, but I'm fucking so happy it's on yours, because I love this movie too. This I guess for me is one of the first, because it's PG-13, so it walks the right line of like, my parents are probably fine, whatever, go watch it, you know what I mean? So it was like easily accessible for me right away at 8 or 9. And I love it. This is why I think I fell in love with Seth Green, and I ask a lot of Seth Green questions on that. He said it's because of this movie, because that dude will always have my heart. And like you said too, you throw a stick, and Jason Segel, Donald Faison, everybody's in. Jerry O'Connell. They got a couple quick cameos. Jenna Elfman. And yeah, this is a lot of fun here. It's a party movie. That's also why I love fucking Ethan Embry of all people. Again, Ethan Embry will always have my heart as well. And yeah, this is a fun movie. Why don't you wear your Love Burger shirt now?
Oh, I didn't think about it. Oh,
number 4, maybe you'll have it. I don't know. I think we talked about this before. Out of Sight, I got it. Number 4 here. Great Steven Soderbergh film here. Just, it's great. I think it will. Elmore Leonard, or the writer, is it based on like one of his books? Yeah. So the dialogue is just really great here, and again, Jennifer Lopez hasn't really excited me like in the last like few years. Like, Marry Me is okay. Her next movie looks really weird. Have you seen the trailer for her next movie where it's about her?
The next one is basically it accompanies her new album. It's basically a big music video. That's what it is.
Is that what it is? Okay. Yeah. So will it count as a movie?
It'll count. I don't know what it counts as.
I don't know.
Does Taylor Swift's Eras count as a movie? I don't know.
I say no because it's a concert film. That's not a fucking movie. There's no. This one actually looks like it has scenes. Like,
this one I think is just music videos. I don't think there's like a dialogue-driven plot. I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know if there's. No, I think there's kind of no overlapping. Like, I don't know, whoever. I think there's connective tissue, but it's essentially like a concept album video. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, what you were saying.
No, that was my fault for going on that tangent. I was just curious because I don't know what that thing is yet. I don't know what it is. But this movie, anyway, my point was I love J.Lo in the 90s. I think she was picking kind of interesting shit. Selena, U-Turn, this. I think her and George Clooney, I think the chemistry is off the charts. Another just great. Like, even people that have side roles, Albert Brooks, Don Cheadle are great and whatnot. And yeah, it's a fun crime caper that just kind of oozes personality and whatnot. So yeah, I was a big fan. Out of Sight, number 4. We're at your top 3 now.
Perfect timing because my number 3 is Out of Sight.
Hey, I told you.
Yeah, no. This is a great film, and at times I've considered this my number 1 movie of the year. It's like the top 3 as I go through are going to constantly swap places. This is a movie I loved when it first came out, and I still do to this day. It's Steven Soderbergh's best film. I think it's George Clooney's best film. It's definitely Jennifer Lopez's best film, and then the whole supporting cast all the way down with Don Cheadle and Steve Zahn and everybody else in this movie. It just oozes cool from top to bottom. I love the look of the movie. I think the chemistry between Clooney and Lopez is just insane. I mean, it's like this movie and Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I think the two that you actually feel the most chemistry between the characters, and just it's got a very sexual tension and everything. But yeah, I love this movie, and like I said, at times it's been my number 1.
I know, yeah. So we agree. It's the first one we agreed on, pretty much right at the same spot, almost 2, 4, and 3. Like you said too, these last few are very hard to rank because they're all also just very different films. You know what I mean? So it's always just a matter of like, if you like comedy, if you like a fun crime thriller, go see Out of Sight. If you like comedy, see my number 3, so on and so forth. My number 3, Adam Sandler, baby, Wedding Singer. and this shows you how good I like this year, because this might be my number 1 Sandler. And my number 1 Sandler is my number 3 of the year. So it shows you how good I think the top 2 are. To me, this movie has always hit everything a rom-com should. You love the 2 leads. They brought these 2 back for 50 First Dates and then blended, which almost like they're all like the leader of each pack. Adam Sandler's A-list films, Wedding Singer and below. His B-list films, 50 First Dates and below. His C-list films, blended and below. You want to rank them. But yeah, you love the chemistry between these 2. You root for him here. Again, kind of like there's something about Mary. I've always liked the idea of like the leading man who's willing to walk away because that's how much he loves her. The scene where he sees her kind of reciting her like vows, and he doesn't know she's thinking about him. He thinks he's thinking about the fiance, so he's willing to walk away. The ending with Billy Joel, not Billy Joel, Billy Idol. Billy Joel with a different ending. The ending with Billy Idol's funny, and you're rooting for it. The iconic song that he still sings to this day on his tour, that he is now kind of revamped for his actual wife. Alan Covert's, I think, great as the friend here. Maybe the best Alan Covert kind of side performance as well. The old lady, John Lovitz, Buscemi. Yeah, this thing just always works for me. I watched it on, I believe, New Year's Eve this year, or Christmas. I had a couple of Adam Sandler marathons this year, and this was one of them in the last month or so. So yeah, Wedding Singer, always a lot of love for it. What's your number 2?
Well, I just want to say, I I'm not a huge Adam Sandler fan, especially near you guys. But Wedding Singer is one of the ones that I do enjoy.
Yes, and that's why it's your number 2. Fantastic.
My number 2 is the Best Picture winner of 1998, Shakespeare in Love. I've always been a big defender of this movie. A lot of people,
I was going to say, just joking. Sorry.
a lot of people attack this movie, and I think a lot of people only really have ill will against it because it won Best Picture and they didn't feel it deserved it over some other movies. But I mean, I would have been okay with either film winning Best Picture because they're very different films. But I think it's great. The script was by Tom Stoppard, who's also wrote like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Aren't Dead, and he's got a great he's got great wit and his dialogue and his banter is all very great in the scripts. I thought Gwyneth did a great job. Joseph Fiennes, who kind of disappeared off the face of the earth, I kind of thought he'd go on to do a lot more big things, but he kind of fizzled out fast. But I really liked him in this. I thought he was a perfect choice for young Will Shakespeare. And it was just it's kind of a movie that's got a great love story to it. It's got great drama to it as well. I love the fact that it was kind of like real life kind of overlapping with the story he was writing. So it's like kind of Romeo and Juliet. This is kind of how he wrote Romeo and Juliet was because of what was going on in his real life in this fictionalized version, of course. And I just thought it worked as a romance, as a comedy across the board. I really love this movie.
Oh, I've actually never seen it. Yeah, I know what you mean by like
Really?
the weird kind of like hate it gets. Yeah, I think that time period.
I'm a
is,
big Shakespeare freak, so I'll watch
does
anything that has
interest
to
me.
do with Shakespeare. Yeah.
I think I don't have it anymore. I had a Shakespeare trophy. I participated in a Shakespeare monologue contest one time. It was
And you
definitely a
did the wrestling
participation
promo, right?
trophy though. What?
And you just did it as a wrestling promo.
No, I did. What did I even do? I don't even remember what I did. But yeah, I didn't win. It was very much a everyone gets a trophy kind of one. Because I definitely fucked up. I definitely went, and then I definitely did not do great. So yeah, no, Ben Affleck's great at it, right? So I got to say it.
What's your number 2?
But funny enough, my number 2 is the movie that your movie took the Oscar from, Saving Private Ryan. The iconic opening scene on the beach here. Again, some good dialogue with what it is to put in war, who is it, what right it is to save who. Another great cast here at play. Another reason I'm a big Adam Goldberg guy. Jeremy Davies also has fallen off and on throughout the years. Vin Diesel, who's still kind of trying. Ed Burns, a lot of great cameos too. People forget, Paul Giamatti's in this.
Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Fillion is the fake Ryan.
The Private Ryan,
in a great scene. And and then finally, of course, Matty D at the end, and of course, Tom Hanks as the heart and soul of it, earn it. And he's the right, I think, again, perfectly casted Tom Hanks to be in this. And just visually stunning, believable, and great movie. Number 2, Saving Private Ryan. We are at the epitome here now. What is your favorite movie? Number 1. And I guess
my number 1 is Saving Private Ryan. It is Saving Private Ryan. Like I said, Shakespeare in Love, I think, is absolutely worthy of a Best Picture Oscar, but not that year necessarily because Saving Private Ryan exists. I was okay with it winning just because I really liked that movie, but this was the Best Picture of the year. I mean, everything about this was kind of perfection. I mean, there's Steven Spielberg kind of has his two sides. Kind of has his fun side where he does things like the Raiders of the Lost Arks and the ETs and Close Encounters, things like that. And then he does his serious films. And this is, I think, is his best serious film, in my opinion. A lot of people love Schindler's List, which is a great movie, but I think this one's even better. I remember when I first saw this, like me and a few friends went and saw this, and the movie ended, and we're just still kind of sitting there in our chairs because seemed like the best, most realistic portrayal we'd actually seen of what it feels like to be in a war, especially that first half-hour scene of the beaches of Normandy, and just the brutality of it, and you kind of feel the hopelessness of trying to get up this hill and trying to take that beach. And it really, for the first time, kind of felt like a movie finally put you in their shoes to see what it was really like to be there. But then after that first half hour, the movie slows down for good chunks of it, but it's just the way you see the soldiers, how everything's affecting them, and the things they have to go through and put up with. And I think it's a masterclass of filmmaking from beginning to end.
No, fantastic. Stephen Shepard in the comments agreed. My number 2, and again, it's just because of what kind of hit you. This one I think has always hit my mind and everything from the get-go. My number 1 is The Truman Show. always love this with Jim Carrey as the lead here. It's even kind of a precursor to where, I feel like we're going to get there at one point where we will finally just buy a baby and do a whole show around it. The great interstitials of the fans watching it. Also, how fickle people can be, too. I love how at the end, he walks away and people go, all right, what else is on? After develop years of watching it. I think it's a great little twist on it as well. About living your life. I love the final monologue between him and Harris. And I think again, this is the first time, kind of like I said with Robin Williams, where you saw Jim Carrey give a absolutely beautiful, true performance as well. It can be a bit of a thriller at times, a bit of a mystery, but I think overall it works wonderfully. It's my number one, The Truman Show.
Good movie.
Well, what else? Did you want to go over your 10 again, Brian? If you want to hear it one more time.
Yeah, number 10, I have Armageddon. At number 9, Disney's Mulan, the animated version, of course. Number 8, The Big Hit. Number 7, The Mask of Zorro. Number 6, Basketball. Number 5, The Big Lebowski. Number 4, Can't Hardly Wait. 3, Out of Sight. 2, Shakespeare in Love. And number 1, Saving Private Ryan.
Fantastic list there. For me, my 1998, brought to you by JP Owens on Letterboxd. Follow me. Number 10, Rounders. Number 9, You've Got Mail. Number 8, Rush Hour. Number 7, There's Something About Mary. Number 6, Life is Beautiful. Number 5, What Dreams May Come. Number 4, Out of Sight. Number 3, The Wedding Singer. Number 2, Saving Private Ryan. And number 1, The Truman Show.
You didn't tell me I could share my screen. That's not fair.
Oh, hey. Okay. Oh, no. Trying to one-up me.
There you go. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, that was quick.
I already read them off. So.
What was that tab at the top that said something about kinky maids? I don't know. Anyway,
I tried closing it. I'm like, I don't remember what I have open.
So yeah, we had a couple of agreement here. Good agreement on Saving Private Ryan and Out of Sight, and lots of other movies too. So that's kind of what I like is when we're able to showcase different movies.
Well, like I said, it was just such a rich year. It's like we have very few that overlap, but they were all kind of worthy of it, except maybe Waterboy.
Hey, Waterboy's great. Steven sharing his here. Shout out to, I'm guessing number 10 is Ronin, maybe. Number 9, Pleasantville, fun one. Dark City, I had that in my honorable. Premier Colors, never seen that one. Horse Whisperer, also never seen. American History X, that's a good one. Neither on another one's list. Thin Red Line, got to get to that one. Truman Show, number 3, Sweet, News May Come. Same for right now. So me and him had a few in agreement as well. And Steven does correct himself. It is Ronin. Brian, any plugs or parting words for the lovely people out there? Like Stephen Shepard.
Not really. I mean, I do some videos occasionally with Sean over on the Movie Crusaders YouTube channel.
I do too.
People talk about movies and we do.
The channel got rebranded, sir.
But my show is called the Movie Crusaders.
Okay.
But now the Crusaders Network has the Wrestling Crusader for nerds like you. But
exactly.
Yes.
I've been trying to convince him. I want to do a 3-way watch along one day with you. Just see what you think.
Don't ever say you want to do a 3-way with me again.
Please. Look me in the eyes. Hey, you can also catch me. Hey, what? You can also catch me on that channel now. As we said, the Wrestling Crusaders, me and Charles Russell Crew just started that. We just started talking about a bunch of stuff. And we got a lot more Royal Rumble content coming for you soon. Of course, here on the Pierce Go, we're continuing the tournament. Pierce Wrestling, a lot of wrestling fun over there. So like and subscribe. Let us know in the comments anything from 1998. I mean, again, even with Steven here, you saw that there's a lot of great movies that came out in 1998. Is there anything that kind of were missing that you think was egregious? And like, subscribe, and Brian loves you more than you'll ever know. Good night.